you guys got Easter a week after Catholics?
Well, I mean, that's going to have to do with understanding who Jesus is. Do you want to tell us who Ṟīsā is? I mean, do we have the same
Man,
Jesus?
this guy's such a dork, bro. Oh my god.
I'm a dork for actually sticking on topic and wanting to answer the question.
Bro, yeah, I was sitting here talking about Easter the whole time. Now you
Yeah,
want to, all right, go ahead.
because there
What's
was
your
3 Christians. You're not a Christian. So for you need to address the
Yeah,
topic.
thank God.
So who is Ṟīsā?
The same person as Jesus. Who's Jesus?
You think that Ṟīsā is the same Jesus of the Bible?
Of course.
Oh, okay. In the Bible, Jesus said that he was going to be crucified and rise his own body from the dead. In the Qur'an, does Ṟīsā say that?
No, of course not. Because historically, it's very likely that Christ didn't say that. Because based off the reaction of the disciples and the contradicting resurrection stories between all 4 gospels, they all give completely different accounts of the resurrection. Not one goes hand in hand with each other.
So let's actually stick right here for a second. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. That's cool. It's very unlikely, right?
Extremely unlikely.
Extremely unlikely. So we're going based off probabilities. Okay. Do you think that it is extreme? Okay, no problem. Do you think that is extremely likely that Jesus died by crucifixion, or do you think it's extremely unlikely that Jesus died by crucifixion?
So obviously you know my position. So I believe that people would. Yeah, you do. I'm a Muslim. So I believe that there was a crucifixion that took place. So that means people would have wrote about it. So that makes sense why people attest to a crucifixion. But I just don't believe it was actually Jesus on the cross. That's so it actually corresponds with history.
Yeah, because the Quran says that it was made to appear that way, right?
Exactly. So it's not denying a crucifixion took place. There was a crucifixion that took place, sure, no doubt about it, but it just wasn't Jesus.
Okay, so then here's the question. Why ought we to believe that? Because we're going based on probabilities. So according to history, it's way more probable that Jesus actually did die by crucifixion. But then Muhammad comes 600, 700 years later and says, no. Actually, he didn't die by crucifixion. It was just made to appear that way. So now you have to convince us, the burden of proof was on you. You need to give us a reason that holds greater explanatory power as to why Jesus was not crucified. What is it?
Perfect. Because Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam was the protector of Jesus. He was the Parakletos. And Jesus never asked to be crucified. He asked to be saved. Your God, let him die. The Muslim God, the true God, the God of the prophets, said, I hear you, my Messiah. I'm going to raise you up to myself. I'm not going to let these pagans humiliate you on a stick. Because in Deuteronomy, whoever dies on a stick is cursed. He would never let his beloved be humiliated and die on a stick.
Adam,
for criminals.
Are you going to give us an answer, bro?
Why would anybody believe
what's going on?
Somebody...
Adam,
I know you don't like it. The Antichrist is coming out. You want him to be dead so bad. You want the Messiah to be dead. I know.
I asked you a very specific question. Why ought we to
and I'm
believe
giving
that?
You the reason.
And you said because the Quran says. And you said because the Quran says so.
I didn't say nothing about the Quran. What are you talking about?
Okay, Muhammad came with what? The Bible?
You didn't ask that. You said, why should anybody believe that Jesus didn't die? You see, you can't even track your own culture.
And what was your reasoning as to why you said the opposite? Because Muhammad said it, right?
Because one, based off of Jesus' purity and his status, it makes more
where
sense
do we learn?
Okay,
where do we learn about that from?
Saved.
Okay, where do we learn about that from, bro? According to your paradigm.
The Quran and the Bible.
Thank you. So the reason you believe it is because the Quran says so. Mind you, your prophet came 600 years too late, was never a witness of this. So you want us to believe him against all of history, which even atheist scholars say it's the most secure fact we have on the life of Jesus. And you want us to just throw it out to follow some guy in the middle of the desert 600 years later?
The Quran corresponds with the historical claim.
Okay,
it
really?
contradict it.
Okay, really? Let's do this. And guys, watch this. We're going to end up going right back to the same question.
I know you can't comprehend.
We're going to end up going right back to the
I'll
same
explain-
question
I'll
that he didn't
explain it
answer.
one more time.
No, Adam.
I'll explain it one more time,
No,
'cause you can't
Adam.
track.
Adam, you're going to listen. Even according to Prophet Bart Ehrman, he says the crucifixion of Jesus by the Romans is one of the most secure facts we have about his life. Now you come and you say, yeah, of course, because it was made to appear that he was crucified. And I'm asking you for the third time, why ought we to believe that?
Because it makes more sense based off of the biblical narrative of who Jesus was.
Fallacy,
So
personal incredulity,
Even without
personal
even without the
incredulity,
Qur'an.
personal
Even
incredulity. Just because
put
it makes
the
more
Qur'an-
sense to you doesn't mean it makes more
Put
sense
the
to me.
Qur'an out of it.
One
Okay,
last
you're
time.
not an atheist, right? Are you an atheist?
But even atheists have more sense than you guys. Last
It
time,
doesn't matter. We're not
last
talking about
time,
atheists.
why should we believe that God put somebody else and made it look like Jesus on the cross?
Because it was prophesied in the Psalms.
That okay, so it was prophesied in the Psalms that God would put
That the
somebody else
Messiah
on the
would be
cross.
saved.
Hold on, no.
That
Hold on.
the Messiah would be saved.
No, that
was what
God
was
that
prophesied.
God would put somebody else on the cross and make the whole world believe that it was Jesus.
The Psalms predict the anointed one being saved. Yes.
All right, Adam, thanks for coming. Bro.
Yeah.
Yep. So, guys, this is why I'm asking.
You want to know what's funny about what he was about to present in the Psalms?
Yep.
Is that he's actually going to present a verse that Satan himself
Exactly.
misinterprets. and
Psalm 91.
provides.
Like
he's quoting, he's using the arguments of his father. That's
Oh,
crazy.
he said, oh, that's
Why
not
did he
that
bring me
important.
back, bro? You can't hang, bro. You fold under pressure.
I didn't bring you back. Somebody else did. Guys, mods, don't let anybody else up unless I let them up. Adam, if you're going to be back, are you going to answer the question?
I did. You just don't like the answer.
No, you said the reason why is because the Qur'an says so.
Not only that, there's a lot of reasons.
So there's a lot of reasons.
And I
as
never
to
said.
why.
I never said. See, this guy's a low tier. I never said the Qur'an says so. That's why. I said based off the biblical narrative of who the Messiah will be, it's more likely for him to be alive, for him to not be dead.
Okay.
Because you believe the Messiah
I'm gonna show you
is
something.
going
Adam.
to. You believe the Messiah is going to be a king and establish Israel, right?
I'm gonna show you something, Adam. To prove,
Yes or no?
I'm gonna show you something.
Did
this
Jesus
is your,
fulfill all
this
the
is,
messianic prophecies?
this
Did he
is-
fulfill them?
This is your Qur'an. This is chapter 53.
Bro, did he fulfill the prophecy?
This is chapter
You see how
50.
you
This is
fold?
chapter
You're like
53.
a-
This is chapter 53, verse 2 and 3. It says your
Bro,
companion
why you keep going to the Qur'an?
Muhammad has
You
never
said you don't
gone.
want the Qur'an.
Adam, relax.
You said
Your companion Muhammad has neither gone astray nor has erred, nor does he speak of his own desire. So when you said that Muhammad said X, Y, and Z, did Muhammad say it or did the Quran say it? Did Allah give him that and it's written in the Quran?
you just said you don't want the Qur'an's reason. You said you want. Why should I believe that it's true? Right? I'm telling you.
You can ponder why you should believe that is true from the comments. Guys, please don't bring him back up.
Bruh.
Like literally, I'm probably just
Bruh.
gonna block him.